Hello YouTube, DKmagician here, and I'm back with another Age of Empires 2 video, and this time it's gonna be a CBA map. Now, CBA plays very differently compared to random map games. You don't really need to care about your economy, you only really care about overwhelming your opponent. I'm a much better CBA player than a random map player, as you will see very soon. I'm sharing this game because it was a very unbalanced game, and I'm quite proud with the result, quite proud with the teamwork that my team had to employ to win this game. Yeah, spoiler alert, my team won this game. And yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So I'm starting off as a Chinese player. You need to check every civilization in this map because
Yes.
it's all about the interaction between all 8 civilizations and the location where players spawn that will determine the outcome of this game. Also our skill, of course. So as you can see, this is my team. I am the red player. I am Chinese. The red one is Spanish. The blue one is Frank, and the green one
Yes.
is Mongol. Yeah. And our opponent team is really very threatening. That's what I was commenting with my teammates right now. This will be a very hard game because they have really great civilizations for CBA maps. They have Huns. Huns are an extremely important civ for this kind of map. It's extremely aggressive, and it really causes your castles to go down very fast if you don't pay attention, if you don't do good teamwork. And they also have Persian, and we don't really have a good counter to Persian, which is a problem. Maybe Spanish, it does quite some good damage. Here comes An, he's already going for Spanish. Maybe not the smartest thing. I would go for green if I were in his place, but okay, not gonna complain. And yeah, I'm helping the Spanish player, and yeah, as I was saying, they also have Persians. Persians are hard to counter without the right civilizations. Um, They also have Byzantines, which here in this map are not particularly great against any of our civs, maybe against Frank, but even Frank is ranged. And yeah, here in this initial part of the game we're really just defending against their onslaught. It's hard with considering how good their civilizations are, and yeah, our plan for this map, considering we also don't have any infantry civilization, is really just defending until one of us or maybe two of us gets villagers. You get villagers in this map by raising, and yeah, it's what Anne was doing. He left that gate with really low life points, so other players can raise. Some civilizations have an easier time raiding, I mean raising. And is a prime example of that. Oh, poor host right here. And yeah, Byzantines are not a good raising civilization, they're more of getting kills. And yeah, the map is balanced in that regard. If you are an player, you need, I guess, 5 raises to get a villager. Persian needs 4 or 5, I'm not quite sure. And archer civs don't need as many raises. Yeah, Britons, for instance, which is the last player here, or last opponent, only need 1 raise because they attack very slowly and deal very little damage. yeah, this is what you do as a Hun. Look, he is surrounded. That green castle is going to raise that castle, and there's very little he can do about that. I'm trying to get my raise. I'm not getting that much targeted by our opponents right now. I mean, not by An at least. And An is the biggest threat in any CBA map. Pretty much in every game, Ans are really very complicated to counter. Um, you know, to defend against, you always need to keep an eye on your castles. It's what Host is saying, is telling us to raise, which is what I'll try to do it here in orange base. Also at the same time I'm defending green because Teal is focusing on green, which is the correct play in my opinion. Yeah, I need 2 raises as a Chinese, even though they are an archer civilization. They raise quite well because they have a lot of arrows. Okay, got 1, only need 1 more. And yeah, noticing Host is also trying to get his own raise. This is really just it really depends on teamwork, the outcome of this game, because it's really unbalanced, the civilizations we have, and yeah, it really requires a lot of teamwork. I think we're doing fine at this point in the game defending, but we should be also attacking at the same time to get our raise. Look at poor green, look at that army, at that steel army going inside these castles. Poor green. That castle probably doesn't stand a chance. I'll check it later, but I'll probably send some help really soon because he really needs it. And yeah, look, it's down 1 castle. Host is going to help him, and green really needs to try to block as many paths as he can. Look how Host is trying to block the other path as well. Blocking is also very important in these kind of games. You don't let the opponent units progress, and then the castles do the damage. But they really couldn't prevent that. Green is already going to lose another castle, and at this point the game didn't really look that good. Also orange is going to help. Good thing that purple is not doing that much of a great game. If I was purple, I don't know, maybe I will try to kill a lot of units, maybe from Host, or even yellow is not that bad against yellow. Look, 3 opponent armies in green base, and yeah, this really didn't look very good for him. If it wasn't for help, he would be absolutely screwed. And yellow is also doing a nice game. I don't really know where did he get his villager, where did he raise, but that's absolutely fine. I don't really care where did he raise. What matters is that he's walling me, so I'll be much safer from a possible assault. Even though it doesn't look likely, they're really focusing on green, and I quite understand that. I'll probably do that.
Yes.
If I were in their position. But yeah, we responded well. We're defending well against their army, doing the best we can. Here it was a big misplay on my part. I really shouldn't have sent my army like that. My poor archers are going to get absolutely shredded by their cataphracts, which absolutely sucks. That gate was at really low life points, and I couldn't really do anything about that. And yeah, that was bad. Also, he also got a raise in my gate. One important thing is that you can't really delete your own gates. That would make the game absolutely dumb. You are automatically booted if you do that. That's a nice blocking from yellow, also good support on my part. That green can't thank us for being alive. If it wasn't for help, we would be absolutely dead. And yeah, I feel safe right now with that wall and gate in my base. I'm trying to get my second raise somewhere. But yeah, that player 7 doesn't really leave my base alone. I guess I'm going to raise right here, right now. I learned from the first assault and I sent my army a little bit better this time. They are also attacking the host player, and yeah, I got my villagers. I can't really do that much right now with them because, you know, I have player 7 army inside my base, and yeah, I need to preserve some units, change their spawn. At this time I'm really only giving him kills. Kills are also important because that's the way you progress in ages, and it's not a good thing to give too many kills to your opponents. And yeah. So changing my own spawn point. Actually, I didn't change the spawn point. I just really rearranged my units, and also building the archery range and stable. And those are the kind of units that I'll produce when I reach later ages. Resources doesn't really matter in this game because just look at the top left screen of my map. I have like infinite resources of, not infinite, but a lot of resources of everything except stone. But yeah, the game is looking a little bit better now that both I and Yellow got our raises. I'll try to send a villager to wall host. It's just easier to wall it than it is green. And yeah, I'm sending the villager. Here I wasn't very careful, you know, considering those purple archers were nearby. But I thought something like that. Yeah, he's attacking yellow units, so maybe I'll be able to sneak my villagers. I mark it and tell the host to save it because it's dangerous to leave him alone. But as soon as those cataphracts die, I'm gonna wall his base. That castle, I guess, is going down as well. It's not really a big deal. You know, he's already at castle age. Franks, it's not that hard to get many kills with Franks, and with more kills you progress in ages, so as soon as he is able to get his own villager, he should be producing knights, and Frank knights are really strong. And yeah, I'm walling his base. This is how you wall. You just leave one space somewhere so he can leave with his units. This is a kind of an emergency walling. You just wall a little bit and then you send your villager to wall the next bit of wall. It's not a big deal in this particular situation because the host is not under attack right now. But yeah, it's an habit. It's a good habit that you get when you play a lot. He tells me well played because I'm giving a lot of support here, and yeah, thank you. I also got to Castle Age, which is great. In Castle Age you get the second upgrade for damage, those Botkin arrows, and you also get an important touch from University that increases your accuracy, ballistics, and yeah, those are really important in increasing my DPS from my Chukunut, which is important. It will also help me reach Imperial Age much faster than without these two particular tech. I'll also finish claiming the rest of my area. I mean, not claiming, securing the rest of my area. Now, here I realized that purple is a big noob. Because you really just gave host to raising we need, and we just commented exactly that. Those are free raises. You really are not supposed to make towers outside your base in this phase of the game, in this stage of the game. At late Imperial Age it is actually a good idea, because it's like having a free archer over there, and yeah, not however at Feudal Age. Those towers don't really attack that much, they're not really that much helpful at doing anything at all, except giving raises to your opponents, which you don't want to do. But you know, there must be always have there must always be a noob in all games, and yeah, here Purple was definitely the noob player here, and yeah, I feel sorry for him because he doesn't really understand the damage he's doing to his team by building those towers over there. Otherwise he wouldn't do that. But yeah, I'm not in the opponent team. If I was, I will definitely scold him. Like, yeah, you're not supposed to do that. Just do something else. Yeah. As you can see, the game is now absolutely different from what it was when we started. I'm absolutely safe. I have two sets of walls: the yellow wall and my own wall, which protects me. I'm also building military buildings to produce more units to complement my Shukanu army, and you know, you can only produce. For Chinese it's about 80 Shukanus or something like that, and if you want to go above that, and you need to build more military units, and but you only produce them as soon as you hit Castle Age, because you know you don't use feudal age units in this game. Otherwise you're just giving kills to your opponents, which you don't really want to do it as well. Green is still not walled. Host will soon wall him, and yeah, he's telling work, 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 so please wall me. And yeah, and another thing that I often do in this kind of maps is to don't produce only one type of unit. I'm producing mostly archer units because I'm producing more archery ranges, as you can see, but I also built a few stables. It didn't look particularly important in this, you know, in this particular game, but you never know when you are going to get swarmed by, you know, an army of siege rams. And if you only produce archers, you're really asking to get some siege rams in your face when you are in Imperial Age. So this is another habit that I have. I focus on one kind of unit, and in this case it's archers. I have a lot of archery ranges, but I also built a few stables. Also, another thing, Chinese do have camels, and camels are nice against their knights, and they actually have 3 knights civilizations. They have Persian and Huns and Byzantines. They all use the knight line in this kind of game. So building stables with Chinese is nice because I'll be able to support my team with camels, and it should be like 2 knight sieves and 1 camel sieve from my side, and 3 knight sieves from their side. So it's an advantage. Also, if person decides to go for camels, and he will actually do that, I will supplement with archers, and archers are very good against camels. They also have archers on their side because they have Britain, but as you already see, Britain is really so at this point there is really no danger in getting rushed, so they absolutely failed. I mean, if I was in their team, the plan would be certainly to focus on one player and kill it, but he failed. They failed, I mean, as a team. So yeah, at this point the game is pretty much ours. We just really need to do a better job than theirs. And yeah, I also got Imperial Age, and Chinese do get siege rams, which is nice. At this point I was thinking maybe I'll just get rid of their purple player, even though purple is a noob, as I already told you more than once. It's a kind of a blow. Look at this. You don't build a town center in in CBA maps because you don't earn villagers by building a town center. He probably is just really playing this map as if this was a random map game, and this is not a random map game. There are specific rules that change it. So yeah, poor purple. And yeah, I really should be building a siege workshop somewhere so I can get rid of purple and basically end this game. The idea is, yeah, here's the siege workshop. The idea is when you get rid of one player, even if it's a noob player, the other team gets like 3 versus 4. It is also a morale thing. I have already won a few games 3 versus 4 because I failed to protect my team. Poor villager. It's like, how did I save my villager? Till didn't really saw her, so I'm going to protect her. Look at this. I built a stone wall, and in the middle of the stone wall there is also there's the building that I want to produce. You know, this way the villager is absolutely safe as long as they don't send any ranged units at all. It was fun that Teal didn't really see my villager. So yeah, I'm pressing purple. I really like to get some siege on interaction in his base, but I really couldn't do it. Teal made a good move. He attacked my base, and basically he forced his buildings to be destroyed. At this point it didn't really matter that much because we all have villagers except for the poor green. But yeah, yellow deleted his own buildings to prevent Teal from getting more villagers. Again, that didn't really matter that much at this point, but yeah, I guess it's alright. You don't really want to give villagers to your opponents. And yeah, here I also have a look. I see that they're recovering their own space. My own base is a little bit of a mess. Look how this was a good team play. As you can see, Teal sent a massive army of paladins, and instantly yellow helped me, also host helped me, so it was really nice. Here my whole village is going to die. I couldn't really save her after all. Yeah. So I guess it didn't really matter. I gave a raise to Teal because whatever. And yeah, I'm trying to leave my own base, trying to claim some space. At this point the game actually looked a little bit like 50-50. It could go either side, you know, because they have a noob player, which is their purple, and our green player didn't really get any villager yet. So if purple was a good player, we would be in a really big trouble, because at this point we are now at Imperial Age. Pretty much all players at Imperial Age except for player 8. And yeah, we will have 3 armies against 4 armies, because green army is about half an army, you know, because he doesn't really have any military production aside from his castle. I mean, probably a quarter of an army, because he only has 2 castles. But yeah, purple didn't really help. I mean, he helped us because he was a noob, but yeah, if it wasn't for purple being a noob, we will probably lose this game at this point, you know, because they will have far more units on the field than we do. Till is trying to do it again. I'm now producing more camels to counter his own those paladins. Hans don't really have a very good answer to those camels, except maybe they have a cavalry archer or something like that. Camels have low pierce armor. Yeah, I am also starting to build a few towers outside. You see, circumstance is everything. I said a while ago that building towers outside your base is just giving raises to your opponent, but at this point raises are not really that important, except for poor green, of course, which has no villager yet. But yeah, I'm building towers because it's like having a few extra archers in those positions, like immobile archers. I should be building siege hornigers, siege horns workshops for siege hornigers or whatever, but you know, whatever. I guess I'll do that really soon. Yellow got inspired by my move. He's also now building towers to secure that position. Towers are okay. I probably should have built them maybe a little bit forward. We have a little bit of a break here. Come on, unbroke, unbreak my heart. Oh, sorry, this sounded really bad. Okay, yeah, at this point it's just a regular CBA post-Imperial map. You have armies clashing everywhere, but we are trying to push on purple because purple has no military production because he is a noob. How many times have I said that already in this video? Too many times. Poor purple, he didn't really know what was happening. Well, I'm building siege workshops as I said that I would, which is the smart play here. Again, I really want to get rid of purple, not that is important, but because it will be 3 versus 4, and there's the psychological factor of being 3 versus 4, and you're more likely to surrender when you lose an ally, especially in post-Imperial. Here I'm the one being the team player. I sent my camels to defend my ally, the host, the blue player. Yeah. It helps against those paladins. I also noticed at player 7, so this team is going for camels. So is the person, which is a good call because we have 2 civilizations producing paladins at this point. But again, I have my arbalists. Archer line is good against camels, so that will help. But I just really build some towers because I have nothing better to do with that villager. Not that green is in danger at this point, but whatever. And yeah, this game is looking actually good. About those walls that they built, some players really like to build. You see that purple wall over there, it extends down with that, yeah, as you can see right now. The white player also built that wall. I actually don't like those walls. I see them being built in, you know, actually pro players because they prevent other players from rushing you. But you need to play smart with them. If you're using camels that have low pierce armor and I'm using archers, your walls are going to help me because they will give me time to kill your camels. Yeah, this fight right here is absolutely different from the fight that is happening in the town. Because, you know, the walls are over there. This is really just a very slow meat grinder at this point. I really should send more archers downside to kill their camels, but whatever. I'm was a little bit more focused on purple player. I really want to get rid of purple. Yeah, he's complaining about player 6, fuck noob. Yeah, poor player 6, he didn't really know what he was doing. And yeah, we're really just about to win this game because of our good team play. Because they had the noob player on their side of on their team. Yeah, here it's happening at what I was saying. I should send more archers down there to kill more camels, but whatever. I also need archers on the upper side to kill, you know, more camels as well. So yeah, those walls, they are not really helping anything at all. They're just really giving me the edge on this situation. Yeah, I'm going to knock out the purple wall to... Not really that was much important in this phase of the game, but I want another opening so I can send my camels inside those production buildings that will also still that will destroy those tables. Here I broke the game a little bit. I mean, I lagged the game. It was my internet. I was the turtle player here, but yeah, it was fixed pretty fast, fortunately. Yeah. We're just laughing at this point because this game is absolutely ours. Yellow is building more towers. And maybe he should build them a little bit closer to our opponents, but whatever. So till resignment, this is a good game. Basically, it's just really a matter of time until we win it. So yeah, everything is going down at this point. Let's say that player 7 should be resigning really soon. There's really nothing he can do at this point. Yeah, he is just writing GG. Here Yellow commented that he rang the bell at his town center. Yeah, maybe the ring bell is the win button for player 6. And yeah, poor player 6. I just commented that with my ally just to cause a little bit of jiggles, you know. So yeah, since the game is pretty much over, I'll really just comment the rest. You know, just give a few ending notes. And as you can see, now purple is the sole player against all of us. So I'll just really say a few things to pretty much end this video. I really enjoyed this game because we were at a really big disadvantage. They have really good civilizations for a CBA map. Britons are a nice civilization, especially when you get to the Castle Age and later to the Imperial Age, because you can outrange, outgun pretty much everything in the map. Except against the Scarls, of course, but we didn't really have guts in this game, so yeah, that doesn't really matter. Yeah, Persians, I don't really like to play with them because they're just way too slow for my appreciation. And yeah, when you are Persian, you're asking to get raised by your opponents, and yeah, it was GG. We're commenting exactly that I'm saying that they had really much better civilizations than we did, and yeah, GG. This was really unbalanced. It's what I am saying here. And we still got it. It was a good, well-played team game. I really enjoyed. Good teamwork on our part. yeah, as I was saying, persons, when you are Persian, you are really asking to get raised because you have weak walls, you have slow units, and um, if you live with too many units, you're leaving your castles undefended. So yeah, they're quite dangerous civ to play with, even though they are hard to counter because they are very beefy. Maybe Turks, because Turks do deal good damage, and of course Saracens with all their bonus damage. Saracens are good against Persians. However, you are not the biggest target on the map when you have An as an ally. An also has weak walls, so it's quite easy to breach through them. But we didn't really have any civilization that could raise castles. When you have an Un in your opponent team, the first thing you think about it is we need to either control him or even better, get rid of him. And we couldn't really get rid of him because we didn't really have any infantry civilization that could raise his base. So it was really just a control game, which it was really all that we could do. And yeah, finally they had the Byzantines. Byzantines are very strong against most infantry civilizations, especially against Celts and Goths. But yeah, neither of them were in this map. So yeah, they're still quite strong units. And yeah, our civilizations were okay, Mongols, really like playing with mango dice. They're fast, they deal a lot of damage. Spanish are somewhat similar to them, and they play pretty much the same way, like fast hitting and get the hell out of there when you are in unbalanced in a not good match. And yeah, Franks also okay civilization. It struggles against other archer civilization, for example, but can do okay against most infantry and against most melee. And yeah, finally Chinese, which are pretty much just a jack of all trades. They're an okay archer civilization. Mayans, for example, are better in early game, in my opinion, but in later game, I'd say that Chinese are better. But yeah, this was the game. I really enjoyed the game. I'm sharing with you because I really think our team did a really, really, really good game. They also had a new player, but yeah, that doesn't really shouldn't really take value out of our game because we really played very well. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. See you around. Bye bye.